So I guess we can start now, and participants can join us later as well. Okay. Hi, guys. Thank you very much for attending our webinar. Um, as you know, this is the webinar study in the USA during COVID times. And me personally, my name is Nick, and I work for GAA, which is a study abroad agency located in Tbilisi, Georgia. And our friends, our presenters are US university representatives, so they will be able to share a lot of information with you about studying abroad, getting your visa done, and every little detail. So if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to send us it in QA or just text us. So during the webinar, we will be able to share this information and answer your questions. And also, I would like to mention that if you would like to apply to any of those universities mentioned during our webinar, you are also more than welcome to reach us on the email which I sent you today and 2 days ago as well. I would like to mention that our services are free because we are representatives of those universities, and our service includes university application procedures and visa process as well. So now I think we can directly start from Kate. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you for the introduction. And good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining tonight. I saw some people said that they are from Tbilisi. Really missed Tbilisi in these times. We have this interesting topic tonight, studying in the USA during COVID times, during these very unusual, what we call now new normal times. But really missed Tbilisi, really missed Georgia. Usually during this time in November, Nick and Lika had their fair when so many universities would travel to Tbilisi to enjoy meeting you, to enjoy talking to you. I personally used to travel to Gudauri every year, at least once a year, to snowboard. Well, you know, hopefully next year. And tonight I'm especially happy to talk to you. I know this is probably a usual thing for you now. I'm sure you all are connecting to many webinars, do a lot of online things, but this is cool that technology allows us to do it, you know? what would have we done, like, I don't know, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, when we didn't have internet? So it's a great thing that we can connect. As you can see, just really quickly, I'll explain this webinar room. We are in a webinar, you know, situation. So if you have any questions at all, during my part, I'm here today with my colleague, Berza. She will also talk to you, will tell you more about our universities. Anytime you have any questions, please write them in the chat, or you can write them in the Q&A box, and we will cover them all. Also, if you want to talk at the end of the webinar, you can raise your hand, and I see that some people are raising your hands right now. I think we will not accept that yet, but at the end of the webinar, we will you know, connect with you, and if you want to talk, raise your hand and we will unmute you so you could talk. So I really hope that we can answer all your questions today about studying in the USA in particular, but any other questions as well, you're more than welcome. So tonight we'll shortly talk about the current situation at the US universities. Again, very unusual time, but not new anymore. This started in the spring term, you know, for all of us. So the students who were supposed to start their spring term in March, they all started studying online, and then summer and then fall intakes were very different. So this coming year will be also different, and I'll talk to you a little about the main differences comparing to the previous years when we had everything on campus. We'll also talk about your options for your studying in the US right now. So if you're ready to start your studies, if you've already finished your school, what is the option? If you're in the final year of your school, what options you have, and so on. And then Berza will talk to you more about scholarships, because many universities are offering now very good scholarships. We'll talk to you about travel and visas. And the good news is that you can get scholarships, amazing scholarships. You can get a visa and you can travel right now, as of now, from Georgia to the USA. And then we'll talk to you about a few of the universities we work with. But we work overall with more than 22 universities, top universities in the USA. And as Nick said, we are happy to accept your applications to these universities. I'm the head of the admissions for these universities. So again, if you're applying, I'll be seeing every single of your documents. So if you have any questions about IELTS, about your transcripts or GPA, feel free to ask those tonight. So I'm sure you all have many, many questions, and I'll tell you more. Students all around the world are asking these questions right now and have been asking these questions since March. Like, what's going on in the world? Can we still study in the US or somewhere else? How can we get our visa? How hard it is to study online if it's online, how hard it is to travel to campus, and what are the differences? How is my campus experience now different from what it used to be before the pandemic? So it is different. The good news is that we do accept applications. The great news is that the universities didn't stop their operations, that the students are still studying and able to study, even if it's online from your home country, but also all the campuses, most of the campuses, I would say, in the US are accepting students on campus. And these are the documents and requirements you can see on the slide we need. So basically, we will need your transcripts and your English and your passport. If you have your SAT score, great. If not, that's fine. For most of our schools, universities, we have a kind of simplified procedure for the international students, because we know that the sitting SAT and getting a high score is not that easy, but we are prepared to help you once you're on campus with your academics and with your English. So if you're ready to apply, you should apply now for any of those terms. And these are the universities I just talked about. As I mentioned, over 22 universities from the East Coast to the West Coast, South and North, and Central America. So as you can see, the rankings here are the general national rankings for the universities. And we have 4 universities in top 100. So if you look at the left top corner, our new partnership is with Gonzaga University. It's a university in Washington State, and it's number 80, very highly ranked. If you look at the top right corner, you will see American University, another long-established partnership as well in top 100. And this one is in Washington, D.C., in the capital of the USA. And you can see University of Utah now at number 97. You can see Auburn University in the South, number 97. But all the other universities are in top 200. And these are top tier 1 top universities in the USA. So all of them will offer some amazing majors, top 15, top 20, top 10 for some of the majors. So for example, if you're interested in a computer science, we'll recommend you to go to the University of Illinois in Chicago, or Louisiana State University, or University of Utah, for example. If you're interested in business, we would recommend you to go to the Florida International University in Miami, because their international business program is number 2 in the US. So you all know those schools like Harvard, Columbia, NYU, but the Florida International University, FIU, International Business Program, is one of the best. Number 1 is actually here on the map as well, University of Southern Carolina. It's number 1 International Business Program. So again, Nick and Lika are professionals in this. They will be able to help you with finding the best school for your criteria for your major. And again, I will tell you more about some of the schools, but if you'll have more questions, we are ready to and happy to jump on more calls with you guys. So what happened? What happened at the universities when the pandemic hit us? Again, communication was the key. In most of the universities in the US, students were on the spring break. So they started studying in January. Our spring term starts in January usually, and many new students came in January and just started their studies. Many students, of course, were in year 2, 3, or 4. And then in March, they all went on a spring break, a short 5 to 7 days long break. And then the pandemic happened and the restrictions started appearing. So first of all, I'm happy to tell you and to share that universities really did take this seriously, and we started communicating all the updates to the students. So even before the lockdown in the US, we already gave so many updates to our students. As you can see, starting from January 27, we've started updating the students. And this is just an example. This is one of the examples. This is for American University, but basically every single university, they have their own website like this, a hub for the COVID information, COVID related information right now, and the students could get all the updates there. So we were telling the students what was happening. Then in the mid-March, again, it was depending by state, but most of the universities started announcing that they are going virtual for the spring intake, because that was the rule and legislative rule for all the schools in the US to go virtual for the spring term, just in order for us to not let the spread of the COVID on campuses of the universities. Because as you know, most of the classes, like you can have big classes when you're in the auditorium for like 300, 400 students and a professor, and it's a very tight space. Or you can be at a seminar room or a lab when it's like 10, 15 students and a professor, but it's still like a small space. And we had to stop that. We had to really take this seriously and to protect our students. Therefore, from March, most of the schools went online. But at the same time, yeah, you had to study online, you had to take your classes online live. So you still had some interaction with professors, but also we tried to keep the spirit up. And we organized so many activities for all the students at each university. So for example, game nights, when we could connect students, when we could connect our staff, when we could connect students who went home to their home countries as well. If they could, they would join and just play different kinds of games, not just academic games, but also all sorts of games. We had some cooking activities, for example, we had some karaoke and so on. We watched, I won't tell you how many TV shows we watched together, but again, we were trying to connect. It's fun to watch a TV show, but it was even seriously much more fun to just get after the TV show on Zoom all together and just discuss the characters. And we were discussing who we liked, who we didn't like. And then, we would vote for the next TV show or for the next movie we would watch together at a certain hour. And then again, get together with tea and just discuss it. So that was like a lot of fun. And I think this is still happening. And like the key points, I think that we can summarize this whole online mode of study with. So we went online for spring and for summer, and then fall is hybrid right now. The key message we always had when it was normal times, and we still have this, is students first. So we are ready and we are willing to look for the solution for every single student. As I mentioned before, some of the students, for example, went home. They didn't want to stay in the US, and the families wanted to have them back to Georgia or Kazakhstan or Russia or like everywhere in the world. And then, we did find it difficult for the students to connect because of the time zones. So we connected them, students in the same time zone, we connected them together. And then our representatives, like a member of staff, would also wake up just early in the morning in Boston, like 5 a.m. in Boston. You would wake up just in order to connect with your students who are in Georgia, for example, and would do the same social activities as well as studying and academic activities. The second thing is that most of the universities are in hybrid mode of studying right now, which is a pretty fun mode, I would say. So if you could travel to the US, and most of the countries, most of the citizens of different countries can now travel to the US and come on campus, you should not expect that you will, go to classes as usual, interact with everyone else as usual. Nope. Unfortunately, it's still a pandemic. So most of the classes will still be online. Probably one class, maybe maximum 2 classes will be on campus, like taught in a classroom. Still like less students per classroom and so on. Some restrictions are in. Most of the classes are online, but still we can do some social activities together. And I mean, if you can travel, that's the most frequently asked question from the parents and the students to me, like, should I travel or should I stay at home? My advice, if you can, go. If you're feeling comfortable, if you're not too worried, if you're okay with traveling, you should go, because you will be in the US already, you will be in this time zone, you will still socialize with the other students, you will be in the city, you will experience the city, you will go to the store and you'll have to use English with native speakers, so you can start practicing your English. So of course it makes a big difference for you already to be on campus. And then again, hopefully in the spring, maybe later spring, like May, everything will come to the end and you will go into like fully on campus studying, and you will get your student, like real student experience on campus. Some facilities are open on campuses, some are closed. Most of the facilities you'll need are open. So the dining halls are open, laundry rooms are open, you will have shuttles if you have to go to the class. Of course, all the students are wearing masks and sanitizing and doing everything just like everywhere in the world. Your student insurance plans will cover the testing and treatment. I'm happy to say that like most of our students didn't get tested positively while in the US, just because again we take it very seriously and there are a lot of precautions. Yeah, and then again, right now campuses are getting ready for the hybrid spring 2021, which I've just described just now was hybrid. But again, you will have a great experience on campus if you can come on campus. But if you're studying virtually, again, I'm catching up with many students all around the globe, asking how their online experience has been. And just again, because of what I've talked about just now, because there are so many social activities and students can just connect to each other. If you and your fellow student are in Georgia, you can even go and meet and study together somewhere if it's safe and if it's okay to do that in Georgia. Or you can meet another student from Brazil and connect with them and again chat with them on WhatsApp and like study together. So either of the options are good. Just in general, there is still slow reopening of the US. As you can see all around the globe, it's on and off. Same in the US. Some of the states were already opened fully and then they got locked. And some of the states have never been opened before, but now they are reopening. So there is just in generally in the US, there is a 3-phase process for reopening the state. The decision is made by the state and it's based on the 3 phases, as you can see: decline in symptoms, decline in reported cases, and testing in the state. If that all is ticked, then the state is reopening and hopefully then the school is going like hybrid or will allow even more classes on campus. So we'll see how it's going on. Right now, most of the campuses, as I said, are going hybrid and most of the states are in the restriction mode. And our approach from all the universities, as I said, like we have many partner universities, we've been very flexible because again, our main goal is to find a solution for each of you, for every single student we have. So English testing, we've adjusted that. We used to accept only IELTS or TOEFL or maybe another test. Right now we have about 5 different tests that we accept, including, for example, IELTS online, TOEFL online certificates. We also offer free of charge ITAP tests for many schools or Duolingo tests for many schools as well. Many universities used to want original document submission. Now we don't need it anymore, like at this early stage. The application deadlines are being prolonged. Start dates flexibility is a big one. So if you're, for example, just now deciding that you want to start studying in January, say, the deadlines are really, really close. So for different universities, some of the deadlines are just around the corner. So for example, for the University of Utah, the deadline is the November 30th. So this Monday, probably not the best choice for you. But for example, one of our top choices in New York, Adelphi University, the deadline for you to submit all the documents is December 14th. So you still have time to apply, say, today on Monday, get your offer within a few days. And we are trying to be real quick right now with our offer letters, and then prepare all the documents for I-20 and for your visa before December 14. And then again, you should be on campus in early January. But again, we are ready to be flexible. If you only have a flight, say you should be on campus on January 3rd, but you only have the flight available for January 5th, we will probably be able to, meet you there and say like, okay, if it's, you know, a few days, 2 or 3 days, that's fine. Please come to us and we'll be happy to welcome you. And another thing is that we have 3 intakes. And again, that's a big difference for the US, because I think many students just know that, you know, you start studying in the fall somewhere, you know, September, October, and that's it. But in the US, we have 3 intakes and they all are similar. There's no major difference. So you can start studying in January, we call it spring intake. You can start studying in May, we call it summer intake, or you start studying in August, mid-August, and we call it fall. So fall is not actually fall September. Fall intakes in the US start in mid-August. And as I said before, if you've now already finished school, I don't recommend you to wait till May or August, just because the competition will be huge for those intakes. Start in January. If you're in high school right now and you don't have your final diploma, that's fine. That's the only choice you have. You will start studying in fall, but again, apply right now for the universities to get your applications. You know, confirm your place again right now in December, early January, and then you know that you're in, because we do expect a higher volume of applicants that will be coming in, say, April, May. So, you know, if you wait too long, you might not get in. Right now, you can totally get in. And the virtual start options, again, if situation is changing or if right now you're not willing to travel, that's fine. We have virtual options available for you to start studying. So this is it. Going to Berza now.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hi everyone, thank you so much for your attention, and I'm so glad to talk about some application process and some of our universities. My name is Barza, and after this presentation, we will be so happy to answer your questions. So, okay, why you should apply now? Actually, it's a very important point and a very great point that maybe some of you know that in United States you have to pay for the tuition fee. So that's why, you know, it's a very important point that you can get a high scholarship in spring semester. As we all know that, you know, our education system or the students, you know, postpone or defer their studies to fall semester or summer semester. And then in this case, there are going to be so many applicants. But for spring intake, we are offering and great scholarship as long as you met the entry requirements. So that's why we offer you apply now. As Kate mentioned our deadlines, you still have some time to make the application. For getting a high scholarship, we are also scheduling a scholarship interview. So now I'm going to talk about the interview. That's how we are processed. So basically, to get a good scholarship, yes, you have a good GPA and English score. Also, scholarship interview will be important. Basically, to prepare and then be on time, we just set up an interview, and then it's not a test; it's just a conversation, because we want to know about your passion. We want to know about yourself, and that's why it's very important to relax and then to talk about yourself and then to be honest. So it's a very great point that not to answer the questions, just how you think or how what's your interest. In this way, we can understand and we can help you and support you in the best way during your education. So that's why it's very important. And the next one, after scholarship interview, we definitely support you your application process. And then it's going to start your visa process. In this case, and Lika and Nick will help you and guide you. Of course, we will be so happy to support you as well. And you are so lucky because still, you know, embassies is open and then visa appointments are available now. And as long as you apply now and then provide all required documents now, you will be able to get a visa on time. And it's a great opportunity, and it's a great reminder that to make your application and get your visa now, because summer or fall intake might be very busy. So that's why it's a great opportunity to apply now and think about your future career. And as we all know, it's a difficult time and a different time now, but still it's a great opportunity that you can travel now, and then you can still book your flight, or you can find the best way to be in United States if you have an interest to study in the United States. And you can plan, and then you can arrive there on time before spring intake. Okay, this will be very important. In United States, and we have like public and private universities, and so there are so many universities, but our aim is to focus the best fit the universities for you, and that's why we are offering over 22 universities and have a great partnership with some different location universities. And now I'm going to mention the top ranking universities in United States. Okay, we can see the next. Yeah. As though it's also like very important point that when you are thinking about your future career or future, maybe job opportunities, before decide the university, we are also thinking about which major will be very good for you. But in United States, an education system allows you choose like different majors, or you can make the first of all, you can choose one major, and then you can decide to change it. So that's why it's a very flexible and very great opportunity. So like top majors, I just wanted to mention that top majors will be it's feature majors that we always like offer this majors in our top ranking universities. These majors, it's a very popular, and also it's going to improve your vision and your like personal growth. So that's why I just wanted to mention these majors before to make the best choice for you. Okay, so we can see the next one. Yeah, I think it's a very important point. I have seen some questions in the Q&A. So it's a great way to find your passion before make a decision. That's why, we are always guiding you or supporting you to ask some questions about yourself. Because, it's an education or the 4 years or 3 years in your life, it's going to be a great way to explore what you really want to do in your future, and then you're going to make money from this, or you are going to basically plan your future. That's why we support you, we encourage you. What do you like, or what am I good at? So that's why some key points and then key questions you should ask yourself now, and it's a great way to work with us and then to guide you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, it's we have like some great majors and then very popular majors in recent time, because the world is changing and then education system is changing. So that's why it's very important to be flexible and then to adapt to change. That's why you have a great great option that you can change your major in your first year in United States in US education system. In this way, you are having a unique curriculum and core subjects or electives according to your major. Always, everywhere, in all countries, you have to study hard and have a good grades. In this case, you can add minor, or you can even graduate with double major. it opens so many different opportunities to your future life to graduate basically two diploma or two major, two different majors. So I think it's also important point, yeah, for your career. Let's talk about a little bit application process, and it's very easy, very simple, and very clear. So first we will need your transcript from your school, and of course it should be have some good grade, and we can talk about the details later, and diploma if you have it now. And secondly, you are going to submit your English score, so it might be IELTS, TOEFL, or our internal exams such as ITEP or Duolingo, and etc. And finally your passport. And you know, for undergraduate SAT, it's not required, or you know, some of master's degree program, GRE or GMAT might be waived. So that's why like during your application process, we will help you and then guide you the required according to the required documents. So it's going to be very easy and very simple process. Yeah. Further to your required documents, we are offering some different basically programs. Here, it's very important to remember that your, you know, according to your GPA or English level, you will be admitted the best program for you. So we offer international direct as long as you have enough GPA and English requirement. If you need more support or more, you know, help in your academic success or in your English level, so that's why we offer different programs for you. And if your English is not well enough, so we are offering professional English, then you can continue your studies with a great English. So that's why it's an amazing opportunities, and the most important thing that you decide and ready to apply for your application. Okay, so yeah, and also I just would like to mention some universities in United States. As I said, we have like so many universities we can help actually, but also important that you know, we are offering different locations with different majors or with different type of the universities. In this case, why you need to know about yourself more, because to choose the best university for your future life and, you know, for your education, some universities has more campus life, or some universities has more, you know, the very niche and then very unique or very student oriented. That's why we are helping you to find the best university for you actually. So yeah, now I'm going to mention some universities in a great location and great majors, and with a top ranking universities basically. So Adelphi University is in New York. So basically it has two great campus. One of them is in Garden City and another one is in Manhattan, in the center of New York City. So you can choose a campus life with one of our campus in Adelphi, or you can be in the, you know, center of New York City. So that's why you have more options. As that, you know, we are offering great majors in the great university. So the most important thing, what you really want, and then you decide on this. Okay, so the next one will be in Miami, and of course the weather is amazing when we talk about Miami. And also Kate mentioned that the business or international business major is the best major, or in the same thing also hospitality major. And we have offering a campus life and also amazing opportunities for your personal growth. It's not only taking the course courses, basically you can practice, and then you can basically see and attend so many events thanks to this university. In Miami, there are so many festivals, or there are so many activities, so you can attend and participate this kind of events or activities. And now after that, like, you will understand you really want what you want actually. So that's why it's a very great opportunity to be in this university as well. So, okay, let's talk about Gonzaga University. It's in Washington State, and it's a very niche and very student-oriented. And, it's a private university, one of the best private university, and you can focus on your major. And once you graduate this university, you are going to have a great salary and a great start to your future career. That's why I suggest you to mention these universities, and then to attend these webinars, or talk to us, and then to talk to the university members. That in this way, basically, we can explain them all majors and then some activities in these universities. So yes, and then finally I will talk about the Pacific University. Before I mentioned some important majors in like the popular majors, and I think, like, the current situation also, we are thinking about some specific majors such as computer science or data science, or more related to your interest, or your, you might think about your which way that you feel very comfortable. And University of the Pacific gives you the best, like, engineering program or data science program, and as well as like a business programs. And this university basically is one of the oldest universities in California. That's why it gives you like so many different opportunities. Basically, that's why you will discover yourself, and then discover your interest. Also, like, a great location, that always remember that it's very close to Silicon Valley and very close to San Francisco. Just like, think about that, you can explore the world and explore the United States and have a great education in the meantime. All right, okay. Thank you so much for your attention. And now I think we can continue with the questions, and let's see if everything is clear, or if anything we need to explain more. All right. Okay.
Masha is asking that you have mentioned GRE, GMAT, or SAT, and is interested what is the entry requirement, I mean general entry requirements of Georgian students.
Okay. So basically, like the basic entry requirements, the GPA should be 2.5 to apply to universities, all universities. And for English level, of course, it depends on the university and it depends on the major. But in generally, like, the IELTS 6 or 6.5 would be great to apply. And yes.
Also, to continue about the scholarships, Natia David is asking if she can get some scholarship, and it also depending on the GPA, but Kate and Reza can explain it.
Okay, Kate, would you like to?
Sure. Sure, Natia. Of course, you can get the scholarship. We always say that the scholarships are for scholars. So they are not given to everyone just because you ask. But again, like, it's a good thing to ask, be proactive and ask if scholarships are available. They will depend on, your academic results. So your GPA, your grades from school. They will depend on your English score. And also, as Berza mentioned, you will have to write a motivational letter. Probably you will have to go through a scholarship interview. And then depending on the university, there are so many different scholarships. So for example, and different universities, they have very different fees. For example, the universities Berza just talked about, I think it will be easier to kind of remember them for you. So Florida International University in Miami, a very great university and like one of the biggest cities in the USA. But the tuition fees for your studies are pretty low there. The tuition fee there is only $23,000. That's very low for the US, just for the context. And FIU, they offer a scholarship up to $5,000 for the first year of studies. So as you are just entering the university, the scholarship will be only for the first year, but your tuition fees this way can go to like $18,000, which is pretty low. And then if we're talking about New York, for example, Adelphi University, again, Berza mentioned it, the scholarship there, wait a minute, is $25,000. But that's because the tuition fee there is $50,000. So even with this huge scholarship, if you do get the maximum scholarship of $25,000, your tuition fee will still be at least $25,000, and then you still have to pay accommodation and housing fees. And then again, we've talked shortly about the online studies. If you study virtually online right now, for example, in the spring term, you can save on the housing and dining. So you will get your full credits from the university, but you are saving a lot of money depending on the campus, of course, and the location. You are saving at least $25,000 a year for which you would have spent on housing and dining. So really depends on the university. Again, if you're applying for even fall 2021, apply right now, because all the universities right now do have scholarships. In May, April, June, the scholarships will be very limited. It will be much more competitive. The interviews will be harder. So yeah, we do have scholarships, but apply for the scholarship now.
Great, thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
Berza, you would like to add something?
No, I mean, like it's very clear, and yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Elena Jelia is asking if she wants to start her studies abroad. Who is the contact person? Basically, it's me and Liga. I will text you the contact information right now, so you can just send me a message or give me a call anytime you wish to. Also, yeah, Barbara Burdul is also asking for the same, and I will send you the contact information as well. Anonymous attendee is asking which university we can suggest to study drama. And I think we can suggest Adelphi. What would you say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
definitely Adelphi, FIU,
or Illinois, Chicago, FIU. Yeah, a lot of actually depend on the like which city you would like to study, what kind of universities are you looking for, what is your budget, and etc. So I will also send you the contact information of me, and you can just give me a call. Also, let's continue from Hadia. Probably it's it is possible to get personal assistance from analysts in the finding appropriate university and scholarship in the US. That's the same question, basically. I can send the contact information of me and you can get back to me. Mariam is asking about the full scholarships, if we can offer.
Well, unfortunately, we do not offer full scholarships. Again, that would have been like a very competitive process, and the full scholarships are usually like very, different deadlines, different process. So we do offer just those scholarships I've just mentioned. And those scholarships for different schools are can usually be up to 50% of studies, which is a lot. But another point about funding your studies is great because you can work part-time when you're on campus. Usually it starts from the second year of your studies, and you can earn up to maybe $8,000 to $10,000 a year. You know, you wouldn't think about it, but that's a lot of money if you work as a part-time student on campus, and getting those jobs is not very hard, but you can already fund your study.
All right, thank you. Anonymous attendee is asking if the GPA plays a major role in the evaluation process, and also if they can send the application without English language certificates. IELTS or TOEFL.
Mhm. Thank you, anonymous attendee. GPA does matter. Again, as we talked about it, your GPA should be at least 2.5 out of 4. That's the US standard. But again, just send us your transcript and we will check them and we will tell you the score. Hopefully it's enough. Ella, what was the second part?
The second part was if he can
IELTS.
IELTS or TOEFL. If he can start without IELTS or TOEFL, application procedures.
So you should definitely apply with your passport and transcripts right now so we could start assessing your academic ability. And then we are able, depending on the school you're applying to, we'll be able to give you an online test link and you can just sit a different online test, ITEP, for example, or Duolingo, and we will get the results usually within a day or two, and we will add it to your application. And again, Nick will help you with all of that.
Yeah. And Barbara is asking that actually she's saying that she had a B1 in English and she's interested if it will be enough English knowledge to start studying.
Beriza, would you like to take that one or I can take one?
Sorry, I couldn't hear the last part. You mean like
She is asking if the B1 is enough to start her studies.
I mean, like, we still need to see her English results. It might be, Duolingo. It might be, ITEP or IELTS and TOEFL. Still, we need to see. And also, it depends on which university she would like to attend. So some universities, we offer extra English support. Then it will be fine. And some universities, they just accept only direct entrance. So that's why she might need some better English, basically. So that's why we need to sue, but we can, she can apply and then she can basically submit her current English score if she has. If she doesn't have, she can take our internal exam, basically. So we will help her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I'll just quickly add, many students actually from all around the world, they do send us a test of English. And if your English level is a little bit lower, we will put you into the program called Pre-Sessional English. So you will come for 1 or 2 terms on campus and we'll start with the English, which is fantastic because you're already the university student. You have access to all the facilities. You're already working with professors at the university, but you're working on improving your English. And then it will be so much easier for you to transition into the academic program and continue with your academic studies. Just because, again, if you're not very confident with your English, you will not be very successful in your academic program. And our aim is for you to have a 4.0 GPA, which is the highest.
Okay, thank you. And also Khadia Eliosashvili is asking, where can I study university fees and how can I apply? So that's a question for me, I guess. And I will also text you my email address and phone number so you can get back to me. I'll send you the tuition fees and I'll let you know how to apply.
Great.
Also, which universities is the best for the computer science? Dolly Demari is asking.
I think, we can offer some the best universities in computer science, and one of them, it will be Florida International University, and also University of Pacific. It's a great opportunity for taking the computer science. Also UIC, like Chicago, if they really would like to live in Chicago. Of course, also it will be great to know the students, which he really wants to study. So that's why it's also important, but I can suggest those universities. And would you like to add any other, Kate?
Well, I can also just add that, computer science is like a wider major, where we, for example, have very strong majors such as software engineering or cyber security, which is more specialized, or game design. If you're into games, for example, the University of Utah is one of the best programs in the US for game design. And again, like it's on the West Coast, so close to the Silicon Valley, and it's very easy for the students to land, a job. And really, if you like video games, name any video game that came out in the last 5 years. I can guarantee that a student from the University of Utah participated in that game development. And the same goes for many majors. Like we do have some amazing programs wider than just computer science. So we're happy to help you with choosing one.
Okay, thank you. Also, Dolly Demari is asking if we can offer University of Massachusetts. Basically, we cannot offer MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, but we do offer University of Massachusetts Amherst and University of Massachusetts Boston. So if you would like to ask us any specific question about the subject or the university in general, you're welcome. Like we have Q&A open right now. Also, Shota Lelaze is asking if we are talking about graduate program or undergraduate, and we basically can offer both of them. And if it's okay to send test results from Ilia State University, and unfortunately not, it's not okay because Ilia State University will not give you the language certificate which is acceptable for above mentioned universities. And the third question from Shota is if it's possible to work and study at the same time. And I can also cover this question immediately. You can work and study at the same time. You do have 20 hours per week to work. This is the regulation which student visa gives you. So half time you can work. Also, Taco Davituri is asking for how long are you offering the scholarships? I think she means like if it's for the first year only or for the 4 years. And will I be able to get scholarship after I graduate from the uni that I go to now?
So Taco, we do offer scholarships, again, depending on the university. Some of the universities offer the scholarship only for the first year when you apply. But then again, if your GPA, when you go to the sophomore year, which is the second year of the university, if it's a high GPA, you can again apply for the scholarship for the sophomore year, for the junior year at the university. You can like basically reapply for scholarships. And some universities do offer scholarships for all the years of study from the very beginning. So again, UOP, for example, University of the Pacific, or Adelphi University in New York, they do offer scholarships for all 4 years of your studies, but it comes with a regulation that your GPA should be about 3.0 or even higher, and you should be progressing. You should not be failing any classes. So definitely have those scholarships for the full amount of studies. And then again, I just say apply right now. If you want to get the maximum scholarship, apply right now. And if you're studying already at the university, you will be a transfer student. Again, I hope your grades at the university right now are great, are high. Then we will be able even to transfer some of the credit, which will mean that you'll be able to save some money and save some time. So again, just you'll be able to get more details from Nick about the procedure, but definitely can get a scholarship.
Yeah, and Barbara is asking which universities are good to study tourism.
Yeah,
I would like to go to study tourism, but it would be great to listen to your answers as well.
So I mentioned, for hospitality major, I think it will be great to suggest Florida International University, because we have a special campus for this major, and then they can practice, and then they can also basically take more not only theoretical, practical sessions as well. So that's why I would suggest, Florida International University. And of course, we have different options as well. One of them might be South Carolina. So good option. And Louisiana State University as well. Yeah, it will be if the students are willing to live or study in the south part of the United States. and also they have a great culture. And then, you know, it's also tourism majors related to the culture as well, the states, the culture in the state. So Florida is a great opportunity, but it depends on, you know, the like which place will be the best for the students, basically.
Thank you. And Khadia is asking, which is the best option for political sciences?
Well, the one and only answer is the American University. I talked a little about it. It's based in the capital of the, I would not even be scared to say that, world diplomacy. So definitely you have a chance to just go there and get all the experience and connections at the American University in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, I'm happy to read another question from an anonymous attendee. He's interested to study, or she's interested to study a bachelor's degree. At this point, I'm undergraduate student. I want to know if it's possible to apply with my school marks and IELTS certificates. And yeah, absolutely. You need to bring your transcript, which is school marks, and your IELTS certificate, and that's it. We can submit your application with a passport and some minor documents as well. And Shota is asking, what type of visa does you need to study from the embassy? Shota, you need to have F1 long-term student visa, and I'll be happy to personally help you to get this visa done. Because our service also includes to send your application and make you sure you're ready to study. So we do F1 student visas for students. Hello, what would you suggest for international relations? Anita Maya is asking. I think we covered this question already, but yeah, we can repeat again. We do have a lot of universities. We do offer a lot of universities in states which offers great international relation programs, but the best American for the political sciences and international relations. Okay, the next question, yeah, same question, if we covered it again. Okay, Satya is asking, which is the good university for neuropsychology PhD program?
I can take the one just to help out.
Okay,
So one of the best neuropsychology programs is at the Kansas University, KU. Again, we won't be able to help you, unfortunately, because like PhD is a different pathway, I would say. We do help students to apply for bachelor's and master's program, but getting a PhD is a different process. You should write your research work, like your research proposal, and then basically you're looking, as you just asked, for the best program, and you're basically looking for the professor who will agree to, you know, support you during your research route. So I would recommend you to check KU, Kansas University, and just check for the like department contacts, and just email them and ask if they do support you know, PhD professionals in this.
Okay, thank you. Dolly Zamar is asking, actually that's a very good question. She's asking if the Georgian or international students, basically in our situation, Georgian student needs to get national exams, to take national exams before she or he applies for US university.
Yeah, that's a great question. Please don't wait. You know, if you wait for the exam result, that's already too late, because you're going to get your exam results like somewhere in May, June. Please don't do that. That's the biggest mistake for the students, to just wait thinking that that's a normal process. It's not. As I've been saying, if you're in the final year of school right now, you should apply now. You will be showing us the transcripts for the last 2 years. And based on those transcripts, we will make the decision, and we will give you what we call a COL, conditional offer letter. One of the conditions will be that you will give us your final certificate in May, June when you get it, and that the grades in that certificate will be as high at least as the grades for the previous 2 years of study in school. But in May, you will hopefully already have your visa. You will hopefully have already finished the application and enrollment process. So there's definitely no need to wait.
All right, and I would like to add, Georgian students do not need to take national exams, to get admitted to the US university. We do not need those reasons. We just need to send your attestats at the end of the process. And we can send the attestat once you already have your visa as well. So is it hard to get a job for the student in the United States?
In general, yes, students can work on campus for 20 hours. So basically in a week. So that's why I'm like, if they find a job in the campus, of course they can work, but otherwise it's going to be very difficult for their visa status.
But I can also share my experience. Like we have students in the United States. I also have a friends in the United States who are studying. So honestly, it was not really hard to get the job because one of my friends started to work for the half-time, and then once she completed the bachelor's degree, now she works for the Microsoft for the full-time. So it really depends on the student. If you are like good and strong enough, you can start your half-time work and get like really, really good job at the end of your bachelor's degree. So yeah, it depends on the student.
Yeah.
And Nino is asking, sorry?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I just wanted to add that again, if you do want to work part-time on campus, there are like literally thousands of places where you can work. Again, starting like from cafeteria or library, you can be a tutor of any subject, you can be a professor assistant and so on. Just to totally agree with Nick, like if you want to study during your studies, you can definitely do it. And the same, if you do that, it's so much easier for you to land a full-time job after you get your degree, and it's definitely doable.
Yeah, and we do have a lot of questions about school grades, if it affects the universities, admission procedures, and it does. Actually, you need to have a good GPA to apply for those universities. Just text me or send me your transcripts, and I'll guide you like where you can send your application, not to get the rejection from the university. Also, Nino is asking which university will be the best to study history?
Oh, this is a very good like liberal arts subject, and basically I would say all the 22 we showed on the map will offer history. I would say like if you're into the history a lot, I'd recommend to go south, because that region is very had some historical events that really influenced the future of America, and right now the subject of this is all over the news, I would say. So, for example, Louisiana State University, they have one of the top-ranked history majors in the US, or you can go to the Kansas University, or the same Adelphi University have a very strong history faculty. So many options.
Yeah. And Java is asking, I was approved for J1 visa for 2 times. Now I have, but yeah, I'll read the question and let you know. Does it make any influence with my F1 type of visa? He means that he has J1 visa. It doesn't make any changes in your situation. You can still apply for F1 visa. But the case is that if you have your J1 active, it will be cancelled, and you will get F1 visa. Once you will finish your F1 visa, you can apply for J1 visa and get it again. So it will not make any problems. And What about working opportunities as we finish studying in the US? Mainly, I want to know about continuing process of visas, and in this case, we can talk about OPT and CPT, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely you can work after you graduate, and that's one of the biggest advantages of studying in the US. You have the real opportunity to stay in the US and work full time and get the full time salary. As Beriza was showing, for example, in the West Coast, as a young professional, you can make up to $60,000 a year, which is a lot. Average starting salary in the US, just in general, is about $40,000, which again isn't bad, and it will cover at least a year of your studies at the university. The main point here is the difference between the STEM major, so science, technology, engineering, math related majors, will give you an opportunity to stay in the US up to 3 years and work full time at the degree related job. If you studied business or marketing, you will have 1 year of that work experience. That's what Nick just named OPT. It's called optional practical training. There is a specific procedure. You need to apply for that job in advance. You need to get the job. You need to get the company to agree to be your OPT sponsor, but you can definitely do it. And then, as we've just discussed, you can work during your studies, and it's super easy to work on campus. There's no authorization, nothing's needed. You just get a job, you work on campus. So your university will be your employer. And that's cool because you already put them on your CV, and we will help you and teach you how to do that. But also and we have students who apply for jobs outside of the university. Usually that happens when they get to sophomore year or junior year, so year 2 or 3 at the university. You can do it. But then again, you will need to get some extra authorization from the faculty, from the university. And the job while you're studying should be fully related to your major. So you cannot be studying computer science and getting a job as a barista at a Starbucks outside of campus. We will not allow that. But if you're studying, computer science again, and then get a part-time or a full-time job at Google, fine. Well, not full-time, but part-time job at Google or Amazon, sure. Again, Google will have to write us a reference letter saying how the job relates to your major. Sorry, Google. Yep. But you can definitely do that. And we had students doing CPT while studying. And again, that will just help you to land this full-time job after you graduate. So can definitely do that.
Okay, Mari is asking if the math is required, and or does it depend on which subject the student will learn in the university? I think she means if she will study calculus.
Okay. So yeah, sorry, Mari.
Yeah,
you'll have to study math. But again, if it fully depends on, as you said, on what major you're applying to. So if you will want to study computer science or math or physics or something like related to STEM, you will have to do pre-calculus, algebra, calculus. It will be a part of your curriculum. But even if you're studying art, say, or business, in the first year, in the freshman year of studies, all the students studying any major, you will have math. But again, if you're not interested in pursuing that degree, it will be probably pre-calc, which is pretty easy. Usually it's equal to like year 10 math in your school in Georgia. So it will not be too hard. All the students before arrival on campus, you will sit a math test. So it will give us like 3 levels of your result. If you're not interested in math, it will probably be level like 1, the easiest level, and that will be the math you will be studying at the university. So don't worry about that.
We do have a lot of great questions. Nika is asking if we can offer cooking in the US.
Cooking?
Yes, cooking. Culinary arts, basically.
Oh. Beriza, will you take that one?
Actually, it's a great question, by the way, and it's a great major because, I also had some students for interested for this major. I can suggest again, Florida International University. However, we don't have like a specific culinary art major. for now, but we can definitely, give this major more hospitality, and then he can focus on more, the cooking and, this major, and then get some support from the different certificate programs, basically. Yeah.
Also, we have food technology major. So cooking, like you go to the culinary school, or like you get like a short certificate. You can do it while your studies as well. Like your bachelor's degree will be giving you like a more like dense knowledge. So there will be food technology, for example, or one of majors that's getting very popular right now for international students and American students is nutrition. So basically how to eat healthy, how to take care of your well-being, and so on. So nutrition, again, we offer it at Florida International University, at University of Utah, Kansas University. Those are popular ones. And I think like one of the reasons why students are choosing this one is that you can make up to like $100,000 as a like professional licensed nutritionist in the US.
Right.
Okay. And one more question is about sociology. Which is the best option?
Same, like this is a very like basic liberal arts major. Most of the universities will offer it. I'd say the strongest schools to do it will be Adelphi in New York, University of Illinois in Chicago. I'd also probably check University of Kansas. Yeah. Those will be the strongest. But again, like depending on the other criteria you have, like a budget and location and so on, they will have strong programs in many schools.
Okay. And what can you say about the places to live, where to live, and what funds are involved?
So you live as a freshman student. When you arrive to the US, you live on campus for the first year, for sure. Because we care about your well-being, we want to be able to help you if you need any help or support from us. So you will live in a student's residence on campus. And usually there are a few options in each university for you to choose. If you prefer to live alone, you can have a single room. If you want to share a room to have like a friend there, you can stay in a double room. Those are like the typical student residences right on campus, where you can just like walk to your classroom, or they can be like a little bit off campus, which will give you like a little more independence, but also will include a commute. And we do have shuttles on all the campuses that will bring you from your apartment block, from your residence to the campus, to your classrooms. So you can choose from the residences. Basically, the procedure: you apply to the university, you get your offer letter. When you're ready to confirm your place, you confirm your place with a deposit. So now this university knows that you chose them, and then they will send you all the links to choosing your accommodation, choosing your meal plan. Because again, you can not just like go to restaurants every day. You can get a meal plan card, and we will give you access to all the cafeterias and restaurants on campus. And you just go there and swipe and get in and have a full meal there on campus. So it just makes your experience so much nicer and easier. And depending on the like what funds are involved, really depends on the location. Same as we've discussed, like again, New York, for example, is the most expensive place to live probably in the world. Again, the accommodation there for 1 year will be about $20,000. But if we go to the center of the US, Kansas University, you will need about $7,500, $8,000. So more than half of the New York fee. Florida, Miami is pretty affordable, about $10,000, $12,000. So really depends on the school and the location of the school.
Okay, thank you. Elena is asking if she's able to leave the campus and go around it. And yeah, absolutely, you can leave the campus, walk around, go to another city, wherever you wish to. The university actually will not lock you in the classrooms. So I think we covered all the questions. No, we have one more. I am 10th grade at school and I wonder if the participation in the Flex program affects my chances of studying in the US with this program. She's asking about Future Leaders Exchange program. And I can answer these questions because for Georgian students, if they do have a Flex experience, it is a great chance also to get admitted by the university in the United States. And so, yes, Mari, you can try to go to Flex and you will be experienced enough to get admitted to the US universities. Yeah, and that's it. We've covered like 50 questions, and I think it was a great session for like attendees and participants. I will send you the contact information in the chat right now, so you can reach me via email or phone number. If you have any additional questions, I'll be happy to answer anytime, anything you wish to ask me. I'm here based in Tbilisi, so you can also we can also schedule an appointment. Actually, our office is open and we are not closed due to the pandemic. We yeah, we will be happy to host you. And Berza and Kate, thank you very much for the great presentation and your great answers.
Thank
Wish
you
you
so
a
much.
good luck and health.
Thank you so much, Nick and Lika, for organizing this. Thank you guys for participating. I know it's getting late, Friday night, and you joined. Thank you very much. Also, it's a Thanksgiving weekend in the US right now. So we are very thankful and grateful for your support and your interest. And really, you know, if you need any help from us, if you want to catch up, just get in touch with Nick and Lika, and they will organize like individual calls for us. We're always very happy to talk to our students in Georgia.
Yeah,
thank you
so
very
much.
much. Take care.
Okay,
thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.